Hi, I'm Lisa Neff-Wheeler. I've lived in New Jersey the majority of my life. I've lived in the Hillsborough, Montgomery, New Jersey area for over 30 years. I love living here. The area has maintained its country feel while having the conveniences of a more urban area. I look forward to sharing why I love the area and the local businesses. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Lisa Neff-Wheeler, a realtor with Coldwell Banker, and I'm here today with Marisa Narula. Marisa is the owner, hello, of 3 Code Ninja franchises, one in Hillsborough, one in Bridgewater, and one in Green Brook. Code Ninjas is an organization which focuses on helping kids learn more about computer science. They help kids learn how to code, create video games. There's a robot right over here, do those cool type of things, all while they're having fun. Marisa also is very involved in the local community as well as local charities, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And I've been looking forward to this interview to learn more about Marisa, how she started the business, and also her community initiatives. So thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. We're so happy to have you here.
Happy to help. So start a little bit about, because you know, I've been seeing the Code Ninja signs throughout the state as I travel around. Talk a little bit about the business and kind of what you guys do at a detail level.
Absolutely. So Code Ninjas is the world's largest and fastest growing children's coding education franchise. We now have 600 territories across 3 countries, the US, Canada, and the UK. And we teach kids how to code from 5 to 17 years old. The premise is that we want kids to have fun, and that's why we use video games to teach them how to code. So I have the 3 centers, as you mentioned. 2 of them we bought at the same time, and the 3rd one became a partnership later on. So all of the Code Ninjas that are in Somerset County are owned by us.
Oh wow, yeah, that's interesting. So what made you decide to open your own business? And this one in particular?
My children. So I have 2 boys. One just turned 17 last Friday.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And the other one is going to be 12 at the end of the summer. And we would see them playing video games all the time. They were very, very vested in Legos and tech, robotics. And we wanted them to do something productive with their time. So we learned about Code Ninjas. And I had been an IT recruiter for almost 2 decades, and my husband's a senior data scientist, so we knew the value of coding, and we really wanted our children to have that experience and hopefully have a career that pays well.
Right.
So we looked into Code Ninjas, and we just fell in love with the idea that you can reach children in this fun and engaging way. And so we bought the franchise, and I left my career and I run the centers. I do all the operations and everything. And it has given me a platform to do even more charity work than I was doing before. And I really appreciate that about owning a business.
That's awesome. So talk a little bit about, everyone has goals when they start their own business.
Yes.
And as a business owner, I'm assuming you refine those goals or, go through that process on a yearly basis. So talk a little bit about what your goals were at the beginning and whether you've achieved them, and then where you kind of see yourself going over the next year, year and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were opening Code Ninjas, we had planned to first open this one in 2019, and then the following year open the Bridgewater location. Because of the COVID-19 situation, we had only been open 9 months when we were forced closed by quarantine for 5 months. So that kind of derailed our goal at the time. And during COVID, we had to, of course, pivot to online virtual learning, and that kind of put our second center on a back burner. Last year, we became a partner with the Green Brook owners to help them to launch that center. And now we've started the build out. We're actually almost complete with that. So Code Ninjas Bridgewater should be opening in a few weeks. And my goal in the next year is to get involved with more schools and bring these opportunities to more children. In addition to what we do here, we also have initiatives where we do outreach. And we could talk about that a little bit more with the charities part of the interview.
Okay. What surprised you? I mean, you started a business at a time when probably was one of the most difficult times ever to open a business. What surprised you about, the normal, I own my business and I don't have the pandemic, but then throw the pandemic on top of it? What's kind of surprised you the most, and what have you had to pivot around the most?
Absolutely. So because we are a franchise, we do have support from home office, which is great, and we also have a community of franchise owners that are there to support you and give you advice when you're having any issues. So unlike a typical small business owner, at least I had that much in terms of support. But I think that I did not realize just how much work it takes to run a business.
Yeah.
So not only are you doing the business development, you're doing the hiring, you're doing the HR, the payroll, social media, community outreach, operations, customer service. So there's so many moving parts, and you have a lot of balls in the air at any given time, and you have to prioritize and see where your time is best spent. So being a type A person, I try and do everything all the time, and I'm trying to learn now how to actually delegate more and to not have everything siloed on me. And I think that being a multi-unit owner, I'm learning that because I cannot physically be in 3 places at once. So, it's been a learning experience for me for sure.
Yeah, me as well. I just think and I was in consulting, I was on the road, I always had a demanding job, but the amount of where you have to put yourself in a box so you can have your family time. Or have your time with your kids. It's difficult.
Yes. Because you're still a mom at the end of the day. You still have other things that, are going on.
Yeah. So what's something folks wouldn't know about the business that is very unique but is not something, that people know?
So funny thing is, a lot of people think that we do karate when they see Code Ninjas. And
maybe it's because it's the logo.
So we don't. But we don't just do coding classes. We also have scout workshops. We have summer camps. We have parents' night out. We have robotics, chess. So I think that not everyone is aware of the multiple offerings that we have.
I didn't know that till you mentioned that. Parents' night out is pretty cool.
It is cool.
Because I don't remember the last time we had a date night.
Oh, and speaking of that, Antonio Rufa at Cafe Piazza, he always does things with me. So we'll have parents' night out, and the parents can go over there, and they'll get a discounted meal, and then they can drop their kids off next door to us. So it's been great to work with him and other business owners for those types of events.
Yeah, he has good food too.
He's good.
Mm-hmm. So when we talked, you're involved in a lot outside of your business. So talk a little bit about, because it's admirable, the why you feel that that's important, and then also focus on the motivation to get involved. But I think bringing back that how do you balance everything would be interesting as well.
Sure. So again, it goes back to my kids. After becoming a parent, I realized that I wanted to raise my kids to be good global citizens. And I felt like the best way to do that was to be immersed in it. So we moved to Montgomery in 2008, and I enrolled my eldest son in Cub Scouts. And not only did I enroll him in it, but I became a leader. And scouting principles have really, really influenced me. I think that scouting doesn't just make good kids, but it also makes parents learn lessons as well. So then I looked around and I saw that there were needs in the community, and I wanted to make the world better, starting with my little corner of the universe. And one thing led to another, and every time, there's some, call for help, I find myself or my children answering that. So, like for instance, Habitat for Humanity had their lumber stolen for a house they're building, and immediately we just went into action and started raising funds for that.
We actually, the brokerage I was with before, we were actually involved with
Oh,
that.
cool.
Yeah, when I was there.
And then during COVID, we did Meals for Heroes with Raj Boprai, my employee, and my son. And they provided meals to hundreds of doctors and nurses in the COVID units. And then I've gotten involved with different charities. I'm on the executive board of Montgomery Charity Foundation. Every year we do Kids Giving, which is an event where we teach kids how to give back to their communities. Typically we collect gifts for the needy. We've done Steps Together the last 2 years, which is a local 501c3 with Courtney Newman.
I interviewed Courtney.
She's awesome.
She is awesome.
And then we also get food. We've taken 8 minivans worth of food to the 2 local food pantries, and that's a big event for us. I have another project. I recently came across the MLK Center in Bridgewater, and they help disadvantaged kids after school to get a hot meal, get help with their homework, and do some activities. So I ran into them just by chance, and now we're working with Qualcomm to help get their computer lab updated, and we're going to provide them coding classes.
Awesome.
Because I hope that by giving kids a skill, they can maybe break the cycle of poverty by learning, how to code, because you can have a really good career out of that. And we want to be able to, reach all children and give them that opportunity.
That's wonderful. I mean, I worked at Temple Hospital in North Philly, and I just wish those kids would have had someone with that focus, because it would have really helped, the spiraling of multiple generations. It would help that problem.
Everybody needs someone in their corner,
Yeah.
and if not us, then who?
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. You're very admirable.
thank you.
So, looking at what you're involved with, and it seems like you're going to continue to be involved in the local community as well as your charitable efforts. Have you set goals for that, or you just kind of, as things come, you focus on it?
As they come, I focus on it. Anymore, it feels like life is a game of Tetris, and the blocks are falling down and the music's picking up, and I just clear the line. So.
Didn't you design Tetris?
It's been an adventure. It really has been, and I do try and balance, as you were speaking about, and I do the best I can with that. But there's life comes at you fast, and you do what you can. So
Especially lately.
Yes.
It's changing so dynamically. You just don't have the time that you used to.
No, and it's crazy because we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it just seems like it's not enough anymore.
Yeah. Well, Marisa, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
It was great spending time with you, learning more about you, and learning about your plans for the summer. I admire what you're doing, and the fact that you built a business during the pandemic is also very awesome. And to our audience, thanks so much for watching. Once again, I'm Lisa Neff-Wheeler with Coldwell Banker Realty, and if you have a business you'd like to be featured, please don't hesitate to contact me at 732-267-1204. Take care. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you.